Good evening, everybody. It's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy. And it's evening time, so I'm going to say it's lights out with Lisa. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, I feel like I want to tell you guys about my day, but that's not what these videos are about. These videos are about getting down to recovering from codependency, reading The Language of Letting Go by Beattie. Okay. Oh, May 2-4. It is May 2-4 weekend. Happy May 2-4 weekend. And yeah, I don't know why there's something that needs to be said. I just, you know, I'm just so grateful that I have the opportunity, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like I need to say something. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to share this growth with you guys. To share this growth with, in an online video, in a social media online video with the public. It's amazing. Like as I look back through old videos or something and see my own personal growth. It's hard for us to witness our growth in the moment each day by day by day, but it's when you look back. I remember for so long in my life thinking oh God, another mountain in front of me that I gotta climb, another thing I gotta overcome, another pain I gotta face, another trauma I gotta heal, another another layer of myself I gotta peel away and strip down. And it was always why? And as I was always focused on this next mountain in front of me, but especially with these readings, I can really because it's documented. So I'm not now looking at the mountain in front of me that I got to climb. I'm looking at all the mountains behind me I've climbed, and it's a hemisphere full. It's a world full of mountains that I've already climbed. And that's what this kind of stuff does. So if you're someone that watches these videos regularly, please know that you might not notice these subtle changes that are happening in your perspective on your day to day, but weeks from now, months from now, someone else is going to see it in you. They're going to say wow, you seem different, or something seems better about you, or something, and be oh, maybe it's that this stuff I've been looking at. There's such power in this internal work. There's such power in looking at the things that are keeping us stuck, looking at the things that have become habits for us, these conditionings that we've gotten ourselves into, and unraveling it, undoing it, the undoing. This is all about the undoing. It's not about creating something, it's more about undoing something so that we can clear the foundation and build something new. There. Okay, I said it. Okay. So now, The Language of Letting Go by Beattie, and we're reading May 24th. Letting the cycles flow. And I just want to say too, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys are watching. If you're and check out my YouTube. Get these on YouTube, because once I'm done these readings, I'm going to probably do more just YouTube inspirational readings. So get on my YouTube channel, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and yeah, let's look at letting the cycles flow. So, life is cyclical. Life is cyclical, not static. So it goes in cycles. It doesn't just stay in one spot. It goes in cycles. Life is cyclical, not static. I don't know if I've ever used that word before in my entire life. Cyclical. Cyclical. Yeah, cyclical. Cyclical. Life is cyclical, not static. Our relationships benefit when we allow them to follow their own natural cycles. Our relationships benefit when we allow them to follow their own natural cycle. So everything has a cycle. Everything has something, has a way of unfolding on its own. We don't want to get in the way of that, including our own selves, including our own growth and stuff. Trust the process. My therapist used to always say to me, I said to her, I need a shirt on that says trust the process. So everything is flowing all the time. We just have to trust that and let other people go through their flow, and we have to go through our flow, and let the world go through its flow, etc. Right? So Our relationships benefit when we allow them to follow their own natural cycles. When we allow things to flow, everything benefits. Like the tide ebbs and flows. So do the cycles in relationships. We have periods of closeness and periods of distance. We have times of coming together and times of separating to work on individual issues. This is probably something to do about being needy, like, always needing more and more and more. No, we got to let things like, okay, so and not to take it personally if it's a relationship. And again, these relationships are not always like personal, intertwined, intimate relationships. This can be a relationship with a boss, with a coworker, with your job. The fluctuation of your job might ebb and flow too. So we can't, when there's like a downtime or a separation time in a relationship or a downtime in our work, we can't like panic and think everything is going to the shits. We got to just trust that it's a flow. When we're having a sad day, when we're having a day that's not like feeling amazing, we can just like trust that and move through it and not think that, oh no, everything's falling apart. No, it's just the cycles of life, ebbing and flowing, right? Okay. So we have periods of closeness, periods of distance. We have times of coming together and times of separating to work on individual issues. We have times of love and joy and then times of anger. Sometimes the dimensions of relationships change as we go through changes. Sometimes life brings us new friends or a new loved one to teach us the next lesson. It's all about learning. It's all about growth. It's all about, next chapters of our lives and knowing when something is coming to an end, it's okay. And then it's time to move to the next thing, to start more new growth, right? Yes. So sometimes the dimensions of relationship change as we go through changes. And sometimes sometimes life brings us new friends or a new loved one to teach us the next lesson. That does not mean that the old friend disappears forever. It means we have entered a new cycle. That's it. We don't have to I used to be so fearful of something ending, and that goes back to my old traumas, like of my mom dying when I was 12 and, the traumas that succeeded after that. Everything always felt like life or death, and I couldn't lose anything. And, people will hoard for those reasons. People, they don't want to let go of anything because they're so scared it's going to be gone forever. But it's just changing, and things are not ever gone forever. We have to allow things to evolve and shift and change, period, right? So that does not mean that an old friend disappears forever. It means we have entered a new cycle. We do not have to control the course of our relationships, whether these be friendships or love relationships. We do not have to satisfy our need to control by imposing a static form on relationships. So we all have some sort of, I swear, there's a spectrum of everything. There's a spectrum of like mental health stuff, and our mental well-being, and I think everybody has a spectrum, some piece of that spectrum of control issues. We all want some way of controlling things. So when something is changing in a relationship, again, whether it's friendship or a love relationship or with your work or whatever, we can like immediately go into like, oh my God, I got to control this and make sure it doesn't change because it's changing and I don't like that, so I need to control that. And when we do that, we're imposing our control on that, and that's only to satisfy our own need. That's not allowing the needs of whatever this situation for it to unfold, right? So we got to let go, let things happen. So we do not have to satisfy our need to control by imposing a static form on relationships. Don't say that this has to be this way forever. Let it flow. Be open to the cycles. Love will not disappear, especially because we're working on it right in here. It can never go anywhere when you work on it right here. Love will not disappear. The bond between friends will never sever. Things do not remain the same forever, especially when we are growing and changing at such a rapid pace. Things do not remain the same forever, especially when we are growing and changing at such a rapid pace. That's been my experience recently. It's been like really fast, awesome changes. Okay, trust the flow. Take care of yourself, but be willing to let people go. Hanging on to them too tightly will make them disappear. If you squeeze it, you'll kill it. The old adage about love still holds true. If it's meant to be, it will be. And if you love someone, let them go. If they come back to you, the love is yours. Aww, right? That old saying, it's very true. So here's your prayer for today. Today, I accept the cyclical nature. There's the second time I'm using that word. New word for me. Today, I accept the cyclical nature of life and relationships. I will strive to go with the flow. I will strive for harmony with my own needs and the needs of the other person. Striving for harmony and making sure that we don't overpower our need with a control thing. So we got to let things flow, let them flow. And I promise you, I've been learning to do this. I've been learning so much about letting go, like what it feels like to let go, like of mental stuff and different things, coping mechanisms. And I promise you, the more I've let go, the more like abundance has come in. The more I've learned to like let go of this control thing and trust the flow and be happy in all of it. Not happy, but be like accept all of it as it flows. And don't internalize it as something's wrong with me if something doesn't feel like it's moving forward and upward or something. The more I do that, the more harmony and peace and balance I feel inside of myself and my soul. So this is truth. There's truth to this. So one more time, I'll read the prayer. Ready? Today, I accept the cyclical nature of life and relationships. I will strive to go with the flow. I will strive for harmony with my own needs and the needs of the other person. And I like to say the other person, place, or thing. Amazing. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's it. Lights out with Lisa.